ladies. Welcome to Mommi Hustle, the podcast. Mommi Hustle Podcast. Yes, we are super excited to have our first guest of 2026. I can't believe it. I mean, I think this year is flying. So for the ladies who are new here watching, Mommi Hustle is a community me and Dwayne curated because we wanted to have a safe space for women who are climbing the corporate ladder, having careers, professional careers, whether it's entrepreneurship, we like to call it mompreneurship, or having climbing the corporate ladder while starting a side hustle. We wanted to have a space created for women that look like us to come together to get strategies, to hear like-minded conversations, and to just know that someone else is going through what you're experiencing. Because as we are navigating motherhood, entrepreneurship, we've been in corporate, like we've done all the things. So we wanted to create this safe space for women who look like us to have somewhere to, create community. So welcome. And then Dwayne is going to introduce Dr. Keba, and then Dr. Keba is going to let us know a little bit more about herself. But we're super excited to get into this conversation. We want to first start off by kicking off.
Yes, Dr. Keba, again, thank you for joining us today. So Dr. Keba, who is she? Dr. Keba Richmond Green is an entrepreneur who owns and operates many businesses, okay? So she's a serial entrepreneur. She works from a family system approach and believes in theory that an individual cannot exist and cannot be understood except in their relation to the whole family, okay? So she works to help individuals find their place and purpose in the system, work inwards so the outer shines. I love that. Work inwards so the outer shines. The only way to affect change is the willingness to change yourself. Yes. So Dr. Keepa, and then let me just kind of share your title. So you're a licensed marriage and family psychologist, your relationship coach, consultant, published author, international speaker, and visionary. So beyond all the titles, what is your why? Like, share your story. How did you get here today?
Oh, wow. I believe that therapy was chosen. I don't think I chose it. I don't think people choose to sit down and listen to other people's problems all day. Like, what sane person wants to do that? But I think that therapy is my calling. Counseling is my calling. It's my ministry as well as my profession. I've been saying I was going to be a psychologist since I was in the 7th grade before I even understood really what I was saying. And I just think that I believe that words have power, and I kind of spoke that over myself, and it came to be. I don't know. Life has taken me in many directions. I've worked many jobs, many professions in my life. I probably had every job known to man, seriously, except maybe an astronaut or something. But I keep coming back to this place. And so what they say, your gift will make room for you. And so the client, when they tell me that they appreciate me and that they get it, that's the best feeling in the world for me, because I have always been different. I've always been the weird one. I've always been the different one. So for somebody to understand me and I to be able to relate and communicate to them, and they can be able to take that information and apply it in their life and make it applicable, is huge for me, right? And so so this is a ministry as well as a profession for me. I don't think that again, I didn't choose this, it chose me. So the roads just keep coming back here.
Yeah, so you said 7th grade. So take us back to 7th grade really quick. So you were in 7th grade, and what happened to where you
Well,
was just
I had a psychology class, right? I had a psychology class. That was my first psychology class. First time really understanding psychology. And the teacher, I believe the teacher really helps. The teacher was so relatable. You know what I'm saying? He just made it so clear. I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And so my best friend and she always said she was going to be a psychiatrist and I was going to be a psychologist. And we were like, we're going to grow up and we're going to open this clinic together. And that didn't necessarily happen, but she's also a counselor. And so, but again, not even understanding what I was saying, I just knew that this is what I wanted to do. First of all, I study people, I watch people, I listened, I pay attention to my surroundings all the time. I just knew either it was going to be sociology or it was going to be psychology, if that makes sense, because I like to know, my favorite word is why. So I need to know why you're doing what you're doing. And then I also understand that nothing just happens, right? And so while we ask what's wrong with you, I ask what happened to you. Because you're not just reacting. You know what I'm saying? Something is going on. Something is initiating this behavior. And even though you may not have thought about it or know where it came from, something happened that led you to this place where you are right now. So yeah, that's where we are.
Yes. Okay. So my son might be a psychiatrist, because
that's why I laugh. That's exactly why I laugh, Donna, because Amir wires me to death. Why? I'm like, sir.
Gotta know. Why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you saying what you're saying? And so as parents, it's so important. And even though it's frustrating, as parents, we have to, nurture that and not become so frustrated with it. Like, because I said, you know how we were raised. Because I said so, just leave it alone. And
I don't do that.
Okay, good. So explore that more. Like, okay, baby, what do you really need to know to understand this? Because if they still asking why, that means it's something deeper they're trying to figure out about it, right? And so, nurture that thing. It could be anything. It don't have to be a psychologist, right? It could be a engineer. It could be a lot of reasons why they saying why.
Yeah. It shows that they're inquisitive. They're inquisitive.
Very, yeah. The ins and outs, right? The ins and outs of things. Like, I don't need you to just give me the surface, because I see that it's something deeper there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sorry, when I have a lag, I don't know if it's my lag or what. But I'm in the boonies, so bear with me. I didn't I just wanted to, let the ladies know that today, I know I mentioned what we're talking about too, but this is for the woman watching right now. Like, if you're carrying a business, baby, or burden, like, this is the conversation we're about to get.
That's good.
Cover that.
I like that. Business, baby, a burden. I love it. Okay.
The three B's. I like that.
Or all three. Look, or all three.
All three, which is over here. Okay. And so oftentimes, speaking of that, like, oftentimes we are navigating a lot as women, as entrepreneurs, as mothers. I would love to hear a little bit of your story around how you've navigated that, because you're a mom, right? You have multiple businesses, multiple hats. What has your journey been in entrepreneurship? Or how has it been as far as, like, you navigating your mindset and all the things and the lows that you were carrying?
Oh, wow. Okay, so I come from a family of entrepreneurs, first of all. So that's all I seen. I saw people who worked a job, for a living, but they also pursued their passions on the side. And so my grandmother and my grandfather were entrepreneurs. They owned everything from, my grandmother owned everything from a dry cleaners to a flower shop. So anything that she had a desire to do, she did it. And she made a way, she figured out how to do it. My grandfather owned a tax business, accounting business all my life. And so I come from that. I come from that, first of all. Let me just say that. Number two is, but coming from that also causes I don't want to say a disconnect, but a fear of, can I rise up to the success of that? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In the sense of, because they did so much, it was like, am I doing enough? Am I ever doing enough? So I'm always in my head about, I'm not doing enough. And I remember, I think when I was getting my master's, one of my cousins told me, you don't have to do anything else, right? Like, you've done enough. It's okay. And I was like, no, I can't stop, because I haven't done it. I haven't fulfilled. I haven't met those shoes. I haven't walked in those shoes yet. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I haven't fulfilled those big hands that they had for me. And so she was like, girl, you can sit down. You know, like you a mama, you a wife, you went to school. Okay, what's left? But for me, it was always personal. I think, okay, so let's go back. So as a kid, like I said, I've always been the odd one, or what I assume to be the odd one out, right? Different, right? I've always been a thinker. I've always been very outspoken and just mature for my age. And that was because I was around older people all my life. And so for other kids, even though I had a lot of friends, for older kids, I don't think they still related to me very well, if that makes sense. And so I never felt qualified, if that makes sense. And so I think for me, I never felt smart. Even though people said, oh my God, you're so smart. And I'm like, no, I'm not, because my grades don't reflect smart, right? My conversations don't reflect smart. And the reason I said that is because people would look at me like I was crazy when I say stuff like it just went over their head. So to me, I'm speaking like an alien and nobody can relate to me. You understand what I'm saying? So that was my perception. So to me, I never felt smart. So I was always in pursuance of proving to myself that I was smart, right? And to do that, I always felt like I needed a PhD for me, not for nobody else, not for the world, just to prove to myself that I could do this thing and I could finish. And so when I was like, I started having kids young because I was silly. So right? I was a good kid. I was 18. I did what they told me to do. I was pretty good. And then at 18, I stopped. I just was like, I don't want to do what y'all tell me to do no more. I want to rebel. I want to go out here and see the world. I want to be extra. And so in doing that, I went and I got pregnant. I had 2 kids. I dropped out of college. Just experimenting, right? Trying to find myself. And so around 24-ish, I was like, okay, this is not working. So what am I going to do? And I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I was just a mother who was lost. And I had a good village. I had my mom, I had my grandmother, I had a good village, but I didn't know who Keba was. And so I was just literally the walking dead, if you really want to be honest, because I had no goals. I had no idea what I'm supposed to do other than work and pay bills and be a mother. And so I was working for a job in Memphis, that's where I'm from, and they closed and moved us to Atlanta. And I was like, I'm going. I don't know how I'm going, I'm going. So I came scared, and the good thing was my kids were 5 and 7. They were school age. So I didn't have to worry about like daycare and things like that, right? That was a good thing. So I came to Atlanta. My cousin worked at the same job, so we kind of helped each other. She was married, though I wasn't. So, I came to Atlanta scared, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. I don't like this job, but it got me out of my situation. I always knew, even though I didn't know how I was going to do it, I always knew it's something different. This can't be it. This can't just be all it is to life. It's to work a job and just be frustrated every day and stressed out. Like, it's got to be more to it than that. So I came to Atlanta and I worked, and for 2 years I worked and I cried every day because I was miserable, because I did not know what I was doing, what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, this is not working. Like, who came up with this idea? I ain't got enough money to pay my bills, girl. I'm just stressed out. Like, I ain't got nobody here to help me with my kids, because back home everybody was there. I never had to be alone with my kids because I had a village. Now everything is on me. Everything is on me. Like bills and mommy, and I got to figure it out. And I'm like, oh my God. And so now I didn't say I was sheltered. I was very spoiled. So they gave me everything I wanted back home. So now I had to figure out how to be an adult, right? And so for 2 years, I literally cried every day with my kids trying to figure out. And I just made a decision that I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to stay. And that's what I did. And then I just started, I'm going back to school. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. My kids, I just went and applied to school. Literally. At the time I had left the job I was with, I went to work for the police department. Now, I can go on and on, but listen. So when I applied for the police department, I didn't want to apply for the police department, but it's the only job that kept popping up. You know how you be trying to apply for jobs and that job keep popping up for you? And I'm like, why does job keep I don't want to do no doggone 911, right? But that's the only job that kept popping up. And I'm saying, I'm just going to apply because obviously I'm supposed to see this job because dang it, it keeps popping up. So I take the test. I'm not thinking anything about it. I don't think I'm going to get it. I'm not even stressed. I'm just like, whatever. Just get it out of my face so I can go on to the next thing and figure out what I'm going to do. And I took the test and I scored the highest on the test. And so the people called me and they were like, you scored the highest on this test that we've had to date.
Oh, wow.
And we want you. And I was like, but I don't want you. I don't want to work 911 duty. And they was like, yeah. So come on. Oh my God. It was, and that road took me on a whole nother path. So like I said, with that, I had tuition reimbursement. So I was like, I'm going to school, right? I have the opportunity to go back to school. I'm going to use this job and go back to school. So I enrolled in school with criminal justice because I was in the criminal justice field. And so I was like, might as well go to school with something they'll pay for, right? So I went and got my bachelor's in criminal justice. After that, I stopped. I graduated. Well, I ain't gonna say graduate. I finished my bachelor's program on a Friday. I started my master's on a Monday. I never stopped. I just continued going to school back to back because I did not want to stop again because I was so afraid if I stopped, I would never finish, if that makes sense. And it's just been, and so I was like, okay, I said psychology, I'm going for counseling. So then I went and did my master's in counseling. You see what I'm saying? And it's just been it seriously has been a God-led path. This is nothing that I've done because I promise you, when I try to get it to do it, I mess it up. So this has strictly been him ordering my steps all the way.
Yes, I love that. So it was like two things that I feel like a lot of women navigate, which is the fear and not feeling qualified, like imposter syndrome. I heard you shared how you navigated that. What are some tips and strategies that you would give mompreneurs or maybe even corporate women that have an idea or feel like this is not what I don't want to be here? I know there's more to life. What would maybe 3 strategies or tips be for them to navigate some of those limiting beliefs?
Well, I know this is going to probably sound cliche, but number one, just do it scared, right? It might work, it might not. But the fact is that you did it and you tried it, right? And now that's on your list. That's out of your subconscious of, I wonder what would happen if I did this. I wonder what I could do. Just do it scared. It might work. Number 2 is, listen, I love the saying, those that matter don't mind and those that mind don't matter, because it's the truth. The people who are speaking against you, that's because they're projecting their own fears on you. Opposed to people who are really in your corner, they're like, girl, go. I mean, try it, do it. I got you. I'm gonna help you with the baby. I'm gonna help you with the, I'll give you some gas money or something, right? I'll cook you a meal once a week or something. So I think the biggest thing is if we can get away from people pleasing, we would do a lot more, right? Like we're so in our head, and that's where their imposter syndrome comes from, not being qualified. It's because we're always wondering what someone else is thinking about us. What do you think about you? That's the most important thing. What do you think about you? And the last thing I'm going to say is What are you going to do between now and the dash? Right? And so if I'm the type of person that believes, like, why not do it? I mean, a year gonna go by anyway. 3 years gonna go by anyway. Like, what's 3 years in school? 3 years gonna pass whether I do it or not. I might as well be doing something, constructive,
Right.
or something that's leading me to something I want to do, as opposed to sitting here 3 years working this job or staying in this position, and I look up 3 years later and I'm still in the same place. So time is gonna pass whether you do it or not. Let's just do it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I love that. I love that. So when it comes to the things that we like navigate the burdens and the babies and the businesses,
Mhm.
those
Mm,
things,
mhm.
how and when it comes to like mental health, how would you define and I don't know if I'm
Mm,
even saying the right term, a whole woman or a woman that
mm,
is has her mind like a positive mindset or in a good space mentally to even navigate all of these things that they have on their plates.
mhm. I think one thing we have to remember as women is you're one person, right? Like, you can't be 100% of everything to everybody and everything. That's just not possible. You're only one person. And I think because we were raised, or we have this, we've been taught, right, from grandmothers and from the world, Black and brown people, that we're just supposed to go harder, do more, and just, how is that possible? How? Like, you cannot be at a job 8 to 5, home to do homework, cook 3 meals a day, soccer practice. You you're only one person and run the business. How?
Hmm.
It's not, I mean, first of all, so we have to take those expectations off ourselves that we've, one that we've placed, and two that we've
Hmm.
taken on from our family, right? I think a lot of families have put that pressure on us. And I think that you have to be okay with where you are in the moment, if that makes sense. If I only give you 10% today, that's what you're getting. You're getting 10% today. That's all I got to give, or we all gonna be, in trouble at this
Yeah.
point. And so, take it from a person who suffered from depression for years, that you have to set those boundaries with yourself, and know that you're doing the best you can for you and your family. And if you want to do a business, you have to be able to set up systems to run the business, because you're not going to be able to do 100%. You can't be a parent 100% and a business owner 100%. It's just not possible.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then so even like for myself, as you're saying that, like I'm like, how do I get I've been in burnout for maybe four times. And I'm like, how did I get here again? And it's like, Dwayna,
Yes. Yeah.
you want this hamster wheel, girl. It's time to get off. Like, who do you think you
Mm-hmm.
are? And it's like, no, I could do this, I could do
Yeah.
this, I could do that. And one of the things that me and Donna were just mentioning, maybe like last year, we realized, like, we were kind of tone deaf to like the messaging that we were putting out there to
Hmm.
moms and mompreneurs. It was just like, no, you can't run the business and you can't have the kids. And this is before we had multiple kids. And now we got multiple kids and we're like, wait.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can, but it has to be strategic, and then you
Yeah.
have to know that
Exactly.
it's
Exactly.
you got to create harmony. And then when you mentioned something about being whole, and I think to kind of piggyback on that, versus whole, more so heal, and knowing that healing is a process. Like,
Hmm.
there's
Hmm.
no end goal to being all the way healed. I mean, we're not Jesus, right? But there's always going to
Right.
be it's not like a linear thing. It's something that we have to work towards every day. And even if,
Exactly. It's a
life
continuum.
is,
Yes.
yeah,
Mhm.
and life is not, there's always going to be something that we have to get over in life, whether it's motherhood, this season of
Mhm.
motherhood, especially the ones where you're in the nitty gritty of raising the littles, right? Because then the
Mhm.
next season of motherhood, we're going to be trying to navigate these teens growing up in this society. So it's so many
Absolutely.
things,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, that we're gonna have to find challenges in, whether it's motherhood, career, you know, yeah, marriage, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's always gonna be
Exactly. Family. Right. Exactly. Wife, mother, business owner, friend,
something.
sister. I mean, come on now. Daughter. Yeah. And try to those things and put them in their places is very hard to do. But it can be done. Like I said, number one is systems, which I didn't have a lot of. I'm just gonna be honest. I just was all over the place myself. And so because I'm a visionary, right? So I think of 20 business a day. Literally, God downloads me. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this? First of all, the funding, and number two, the execution. It ain't happening now, but I know that that's who I am, and I also understand that if I could find people who could take my vision and bring it to life, that's the key, right? If you can find somebody to take the vision out of me and work it for you, that's key. So teams and systems is keys. And so a lot of people don't do that. But when we first started as entrepreneurs, we're everything, right? We the secretary, we're the accountant, we're everything. And it's just not, it's really not realistic.
Absolutely. So speaking of like what mental healthness is to a woman, how would you define um uh mental health? What am I trying to say? How would you define mental wellness as a
Mental
woman?
wellness. Mental wellness is body, mind, spirit, right? Body, mind, spirit, emotions. So mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. And so that makes up a whole person, right? And then I'll throw in financial. And so, and how do you get there? That's key, right? How do you get to the place where you can balance all of those things? And so that's mental wellness. And that is one, healing, like she talked about, like Donna talked about, right? Like recognizing that I am one person. I can only do so much, and I'm okay with that. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to feel guilty for being human, but also recognizing my flaws, my past traumas, my my inconsistent, whatever, you know what I'm saying? What is the word? So healing is learning to make peace with yourself no matter what happened, and being like, at the end of the day, I still love me. I forgive me, and I still love me. And I'm doing the best I can with what I have. Now, how do we get past that? Education, learning, not just school, but right, but learning a new skill, learning new things, being around people who help grow you mentally and emotionally, right? Giving you that space. Number two is the huge for me is sitting still. Most people don't sit still. Most people don't be still, and most people don't be still in the quiet. It's always going on, some activity, TV, radio, something is happening, phone in your hand, something. And so how can you heal or find peace with chaos? And even with small children, you can teach children how to be still and be quiet. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can, you can, but also I think it's important to know like all kids have different temperaments too, because my kids like
yeah,
it has to be routine helps, right, with the discipline and teaching them to be still and things. But
absolutely,
you also have to see it as well. But like my kids, like they'll jump off the wall if they could, like literally. And Dwayne is youngest, so yeah.
Amir be taking me through there. I'm not even going. I'm working on getting him in a place where it's like, no, I said what I said. So I like, even just for example, I had a virtual book reading, and he's trying to out talk me on the virtual book reading. And I'm like, I know you're a talkative person, and I don't want to make you be quiet because I don't want that to be a thing where my mommy is saying be quiet, be quiet, be quiet all the time, and I'm changing his personality. But it's like, so I'm navigating how to structure my day,
handle that, right?
Yeah, to be able to have him sitting quiet for a second, without it being him being distracted by the iPad or something, to where it's like some productive uh quietness that's going on. But yes, definitely knowing
Let
your
me
child.
ask you a question there. So let
Uh-huh.
me ask you a question. I'm gonna be the therapist here. How do you start your day? Do you start your day getting up running and moving and talking and noise? How do you start your day?
I s- I start my day with rising rituals now, to where I'm starting it with quietness more so now,
Okay.
thinking,
Okay.
praying. Before, I
Okay.
would start it with chaos scrolling on my phone.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
And worried about the world and what they got going on.
Okay. And how do you start the day with them when they get up? How do you start the day?
So now we're starting today. So from our coaching, we was in a mastermind program. Hold on, Booby. We was in a mastermind program, and from our coaching program, we started incorporating them into our rising rituals. So now they're
Okay.
a part of morning worship and listening to music and things of that nature. I am trying to get Nasir out of getting on his phone, because he be in his phone playing games and stuff. But I've been more
Mm-hmm.
intentional about, okay, we all listening to worship music this morning. Like, everybody hears it, we
Mm-hmm.
are singing it.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right. So that's how you start. Okay. That's what I was gonna say. Because if you get up rushing and yelling and everybody's crying or frustrated, then yeah, that's how the day is gonna go. But if you start setting the tone for the day, then they're gonna
Yeah.
follow suit eventually. It takes a while. It takes a while. I'm not saying it's easy by any means. And it takes, like you said, it takes time and you have to be consistent, because when you're
Mhm.
consistent, then they'll see, okay, this is mom serious. Mom really mean this. Like, so this is what we're gonna do. And then they're gonna fall in line eventually. It just takes a while. And the reason that we stop is because it's it's work. It's a lot of work to keep doing it through the crying, through the fussing, through the. So you gotta stay consistent.
Yes,
Can you hear me? Did I forget? Okay.
yes, it is. I don't know whose end is that. I don't know. We probably both have a lag, but yes, I agree to that. I second that. One of the things I didn't realize, and
Mm-hmm.
some of you ladies watching might say the same, is not realizing that you are living a chaotic life, right? For me, like growing up from,
Mm.
being from Jersey, inner city, it's like everything's always so fast paced, so go go go. I used to always be the person like get up and be like let's get to go, and it's like no, like I live for still mornings now. I live for ease and flow in the mornings, like not rushing to my day. Like before, it was like, no, let me get up, let me do this, let me do that. It's like, girl, relax.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even realize I like, since I grew up in that environment, and I thought it was better than the environment I grew up in. Didn't realize it was still chaotic, like the things that I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think
Absolutely.
being mindful of that is important too, because as we are in, most of the women watching this might be, a millennial, a little bit older, or Gen Z, and it's like, be mindful of like the things that, if you want to see yourself do something different, be mindful of the things that you learned growing up, and try to take what you can in that's positive, and the things that that's not going to get you to the next level, or whatever you want to do. Make sure you take the time to get tools and things to maneuver through that, because I didn't realize, like I said, I was living a chaotic life. I always had to have the radio on, driving in the car. Now I
Yes.
live for silence in the car.
Yes.
Okay.
That's because I tell people the quiet is so loud, right? The quiet is so loud. Like those thoughts in your head are so loud. You would rather drown them out. And so that's why
Yeah.
most people can't sit in the quiet, because to them it's too noisy. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of
Yes.
sense. Absolutely.
Noisy.
It
That's
it's
yeah.
so funny you said that, Dr. Kiba, because maybe like last year, me and my husband started meditating together, right? And we did it maybe for like 2 weeks. But the first 2 days,
Mm,
I was like looking at the
right.
corner of my eye. I'm like touching stuff. I'm like moving stuff, and it's like, girl, you can't just sit. Like, what is going on?
Yes.
It's only been two
Hmm.
minutes.
Yeah, we
That's most
literally
of us.
we literally seen our mother just always do. It's always like always doing something. And I think for me, I don't know when it came out for you, Lena, but I really realized once I got pregnant with my first son, really the second one too, but when I got pregnant with the first son, and I remember my grandmother was like, girl, sit down. Like, why are you still up doing stuff? I'm like, because I gotta get done. You gotta get done. She was like, you can do it later. It's like always having to do something. That is insane.
So speaking of that, always having it is. So speaking of that, Dr. Keeper, always having to do something, right? So we have women that constantly go. Then they may experience burnout, or it may seep into depression, or it may increase anxiety. What would some what would be maybe 1 to 2 things you would advise a woman that is experiencing burnout, anxiety, depression while she's trying to navigate these things in her life?
So it's learned behavior, number one. I think I just said that, right? Like it's usually learned behavior, right? I know a lot of women who say, I just can't take a nap in a day. I can't stop, because they were taught that women don't do that. That's lazy. You know what I'm saying? Or women should always be doing something, and your house should always be clean, and this. And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, who coming to your house? Like, let's just be for real. Most of us don't even have nobody coming over. Let's just be honest. And number two, like, it doesn't matter. Like, and if they, again, I go back to it, if they mind, they don't matter. So again, just please relax. But number one, it's a control thing, right? It's control. It's either one, you feel like you're gonna lose control because things are not the way they should be, or you think they should be, or two, you are a controlling person where you need things to be. If I don't do it, it won't get done. If I don't do it, it won't get done right. It won't get done my way. And that's a lot of women's issues, right? Is I want it the way that I want it, right? Instead of letting people help them, well, they don't do it like I do it, or they're not gonna do it right. Does it matter? As long as it's done. And so that's a control thing, right? So releasing control, number one, someone the space and the place to help you, and not criticizing or judging that because they don't do it the way that you do it. Number two is listen, just like you said, mindset, right? Like just being able to know, like, I can rest. It's okay if I rest. I'm not a failure, or I'm not terrible mother if I just rest. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. Please rest. Otherwise, they gonna be putting you in a nursing home soon because you done ran yourself, you know what I'm saying,
Down
ragged.
to the
So
ground.
literally, like, you're no good for nobody. You're no good for yourself. You're no good for nobody if you don't take care of you. And you teach people how to treat you. And guess what? You teaching them kids how to treat you. You teaching that spouse how to treat you. Well, I don't have to do it because guess what? She gonna do it. She not gonna let me do it anyway. It's not gonna be right. You know, things like that. So you teach people how to treat you, and you want to know why you always tired, because you don't allow people to help you.
That's a word, right?
Being in the space to receive. And that's something that me and Dwayne have struggled with. And talk about control. Like, we realized this past year, really, like, relinquishing control.
Is
Dwayne probably more so than me, but we've experienced we experiences we have been in. It's like, girl, just let loose, like, let it go. Like, I remember one time my therapist said to me, like, have you ever considered dropping the rope? And I was like, dropping the rope? What does that mean? She was like, dropping the rope, like letting it go. I was like, oh no. So yeah.
Why would I do that? Right? Like, why would I do that? Right.
Why would I ever, right? So but really quickly, if we can give, for people that may be experiencing some type of mental anguish, but don't necessarily know or know how to pinpoint it. Obviously, we know that, one, you need to go to the doctor if you're experiencing something. But if you could characterize what burnout may look like for a woman, or what depression may feel like or look like, or anxiety, can you give a couple of characteristics for burnout, for anxiety, for depression, like what that would look like if you feel like that is showing up in your life?
Always agitated, right? Like, you're never just at peace. You know, things just frustrate you. Every little thing just, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you find yourself yelling, or maybe you find yourself just frustrated all the time at the smallest things, and people may even make comments like, dang, you know what I'm saying, like, I can't do nothing right, or you, what's wrong with you, you know. And so that's one sign of burnout, as well as anxiety and depression, because what happens is now you've reached a point where it's bothering you, everything is bothering you, you're not even aware that it's just, it's working on your nerves so bad, like nothing is bringing you peace. Does that make sense? Another thing is fatigue, right? Fatigue. You never feel rest after night sleep, after, you know what I'm saying, a day off. You don't feel rested, and that's because you really aren't in your body. Your body nervous system is not at rest. You may have had 8 to 10 hours of sleep, but you still, your body is still holding on to all of that stress, internal stress, right? Overthinking, of course, always in your head, always, you know, just can't stop thinking about the next thing I need to do, right? You know, you wake up in go mode. I gotta get the lunch. I gotta get the kids. Oh my God, I got to set the doctor's appointment. We gotta, you know, that is anxiety. That is a sign of burnout and exhaustion. And I continue to run at a pace, because you're gonna run into a wall. And so your body is going to shut down on you eventually, one way or another. And so you have to find the space to be like, I cannot keep going at this momentum. I have to either ask for help, I have to get help, or I have to stop and take a break. And that's very hard, especially if you're a single mother. I get it, you know,
Absolutely.
but it has to be done.
So how do people, what are the steps that people take to wrap up the conversation? What are the steps that people take to seek therapy or to um seek help? Like what would you tell a person that are experiencing these things? Like, what is the next step? Like, like what should they be doing?
First of all, therapy and God, okay, they go together. Let's say
So
that,
bad.
because I think a lot of people just be like, I'm just gonna pray about it. I'm gonna pray about it, and you've been praying, and nothing has changed, right? I'm not gonna say nothing, but you don't feel things have changed, and so therapy and God go together. So number one, seek help, and it's nothing wrong with finding a therapist, a Christian therapist or a regular therapist that navigate what you're experiencing. How do you do that? I mean, the resources now, it's unbelievable. Like, it's all over the internet. Better Help, Better Life, which is me, all those things. So it's so easy. You got health, you have in person. Go ahead.
We're losing you. I can't really
Huh?
hear what you're saying. Can you
Oh
weigh in?
no.
Yeah,
No,
I know it's
I
some
can
good
hear you. Can you hear me?
yeah, it's some good stuff you're saying, but it's like very muffled.
Oh wow. Okay. So you want me to start over?
Please, yeah, yes.
Start that segment over. Okay. So number one, knowing that prayer and therapy go together, right? They go hand in hand. God and therapy go hand in hand. There's nothing wrong with going to therapy and believing in Christ. And so those two things work together. You're not being counterintuitive by doing those together. Actually, you're being very, very smart to put those two pieces together, because Jesus had counsel. You know what I'm saying? So please seek counseling. Number two is so many resources out here. There's resources all over the internet. Everywhere you can do telehealth. You don't even have to leave your house. Or if you want to come in, you got in person. There's so many sources out here. You can just Google mental health services in your area. If you need help, I am betterlife.com. No, I'm lying. Better, BETT-R.life, LIFE. But again, I'm on all social media as well, Dr. Keba Richmond Green. So, I mean, if you need help, I don't have to be your therapist, but I'll definitely find you resources if I need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for those individuals who may not be able to afford resources, what are some grounding techniques that they can do at home until they're able to get that resources, or is there a lot of are there a lot of free resources out there that they can navigate? Like, what are some tips or techniques that they can do as maybe self-help?
Yeah, it's a lot of things. Again, social media is huge. Not saying that all social media is helpful, but Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, they have literally, all type of resources to help you what you're experiencing, to give you techniques and tools to use. We know deep breathing, we know sunlight, walking outside, taking a walk, just taking a breath, getting fresh air and sun on your body does wonders for the body. I am an advocate for vitamin D and magnesium. Most of us, especially Black and brown people, lack vitamin D a lot and magnesium. So we want to know why we feel bad is usually because you have a vitamin deficiency, right? And that's contributing to your mood. So just adding that, incorporating that into your life can make a difference. It'll help you sleep better. You know what I'm saying? Help you feel better. Also, some form of exercise, if it's just walking around your block, or jumping jacks in your living room if you can't get outside. See, that's something that you can incorporate as a parent with your kids as well. Incorporate exercise into the day, right? Put on some music, have some fun, make it fun, things like that. Miss Rachel and all them with all the music and all those type of things, incorporate those things. And so it's a lot of things that you can do. It's a lot of tools out here. Right now at this time, resources are at our fingertips, basically. So, and I'm a firm believer that what you're looking for, it comes to you, right? Like when you're ready for it, as they say, it's going to come to you. So as you start opening up your mind and you start saying, I want to change this, watch how things just start coming to you and flowing to you that information that you're looking for.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yes, and I think it's important to switch up your algorithm. Like Dr. Keba mentioned, social media, you can use it as a tool. It doesn't just doesn't have to be for entertainment or doom scrolling. Like, switch up your algorithm. Follow the people who the psychiatrists or
get over there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
you mentioned everybody can find you on all social media platforms and also Better Life. We're going to share all of your credentials and your handles in the podcast episode. But let's wrap up with some rapid fire truth moments before we get off. Donna, you want to go ahead and do the rapid fire?
Okay. Yes, I can. Sorry, let's get pulled up. I had to close some of my tabs on my computer because of the lag. So 1 second, I'm just kidding. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so rapid fire, Dr. Keba. I don't know if you've done these before, but pretty much it can be a one response to these questions. Okay, so rest is
necessary.
Necessary. All right. Boundaries are
I think you said crucial, but say it one more time because we couldn't hear you.
Sorry, knock me out. Boundaries are crucial.
Crucial. Okay. Crucial. Okay. Healing requires
honesty.
Honesty. Yes. One thing every mom needs to hear is
it's okay to not be okay.
It's okay not to be okay. Yes, it is okay not to be okay. Dr. Keba, it was awesome having you here today. Thank you for joining us. Again, this is for the ladies.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and Dr. Keba, before we get off, any final words for women in survival mode right now?
Oh my God. Trust somebody. You have to, right? Like, I know you hurt. I know you've been disappointed. I know you're frustrated. but you have to trust somebody in order to get up to the next space. You're going to have to, because you cannot do this alone.
Yes. And also, ladies, we want to leave you off with this reminder. You deserve support. You deserve softness. You deserve space to heal while you build the life you want. So always remember that you deserve it. The life you want is at the palm of your hand. So all you got to do is ask for it. All you got to do is work towards it, and it's yours. So thank you again, Dr. Keba, for joining us today. This was a really great conversation. We look forward to more conversations and strategies with you. And guys, if you are looking forward to want to connect with Dr. Keba, go ahead and look at one of the social media handles or link one of the social media handles, click on it, and we'll go ahead and give you access to where you can find Dr. Keba digitally. See you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. I gotta go. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much.